who did this, who did that, okay?
They charged 4 people, everybody but the shooter.
Right.
Because they couldn't pin down the shooter. They was only able to charge 4 people. It was supposed to be 6 people. They charged 4 people. One nigga died, and the other person, they just kind of was. It's a toss up. It's some bullshit. They'll figure it out. That's their job.
Right. Now, the reason I asked you about Zach is, I be doing these interviews now. We did them back in the day through the phone. Now I'm doing them face to face like Zach. Are you held responsible for what you say in these interviews when you go back to the hood?
Yeah, you are held responsible for what you say in these interviews when you go back to the hood. So that's why, but it depends on who you is, bro. Like, a lot of people may feel a way about some shit, but a lot of people ain't gonna say nothing. They'd be whispers behind the scenes. Like, ain't nobody ever really said no shit to me. I done heard a motherfucker say that a motherfucker said that a motherfucker said type shit.
Right.
But I ain't never heard a motherfucker say, hey, fo, your ass type shit. Because the niggas already know I'm coming, so shit, if you coming at me like that, you better be ready to come all the way. Go walk it all the way through the door. Don't have fast it. Walk that shit all the way through the door.
Mm-hmm. People tell me interviews dangerous though.
Fool.
Doing interviews are dangerous.
No, living is breathing is dangerous.
Right.
So anybody's trying to hear that shit. Like, niggas is scary, bro. Motherfuckers is scared of their own shadow. Niggas will find any reason in the world to criticize some shit or say motherfuckers doing this, and they take the snitch word and run that bitch in the ground, and it ain't even what it is no more. Like, motherfuckers, the streets ain't even what it is no more. Everything watered down, and a motherfucker will kill you today and tell on you tomorrow. We got snitches with guns, and they'll really kill you, bro. Like, the snitches is more dangerous than the real niggas, because the real niggas trying to keep it solid and live by imaginary code that fucks them up and hinder them from maneuvering certain ways. When you got a nigga that'll kill you, tell on you, go home and lay in your living room and eat some chicken, and then go kill another motherfucker and tell on him. So a snitch with a gun is a bad motherfucker, boy.
Yeah, that's crazy. To kind of change the pace of this, while we talking about, these stories, I want to ask you about Vine. Like I said, I get this OG vibe from you, Red. I want to ask you about this. How do, the older artists feel about the whole King Vine era? I asked a lot of OGs this. I asked Bo Deal about Vine. I asked a lot of artists. I want to know, in your opinion, how did you feel about his whole image and everything about Vine?
Well, I don't know. I ain't know him personally. But I hate to say this, but it is what it is. I don't know him personally, but from the outside looking in, he seemed a little crash dummy-ish to me.
What you mean by that?
Like, because think about how he died. He really crashed the fuck out. Can't nobody tell me no different. He crashed the fuck out. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? You're $1 million man and you out here in the middle of the street fist fighting with Quando Rondo. He crashed out. He was, I don't know, man. He's doing a lot of crashing out. Vine was doing a lot of motherfucking crashing out. And that's a lot. But a lot of these shorties, they crash the fuck out. They crash dummies. They don't give a fuck what they do. They chasing the cloud. They all on the internet with it. They want the wrong type of attention. Now, and that may sound a little hypocritical coming from me, because I do a bit much on the internet too, but shit, it is what it is. Like, you call a spade a spade. Sometimes I know I'm doing too much on the internet, but shit, when I'm in it, when you in it, you in it. So, motherfucker, it come how it come. Shit.
When you seen that incident with Vine and Quando Rondo, then it gets to the point where Tino hops out the car, and we seen it happen. Even if we didn't want to see it, it's like everybody was posting that on social media, so it came through everybody's screen. I asked you last time, was that a murder or self-defense? You kind of broke that down a little bit. You know, I want to know at this moment right now, if, you know, not to say you're law enforcement, but if you had to judge that case, how could you judge that?
It depends on Georgia's laws. Like, I mean, it is a law that says if you come into the defense of somebody else who you feel is an imminent threat or danger to their life, and you harm another person to save that person, it could be considered self-defense.
Okay, now what is danger, harm, of the life? Is a fist fight that?
Hell no. Hell no. But when you talk about King Von, they're not going to just say it was a fist fight. They don't say, okay, well, that wasn't Joe Blow punching him, that was King Von. King Von got this reputation as being a fucking serial killer. And all his niggas is with him. There's 100 of these niggas. You don't know who's with who. And he just jumped out fine, that motherfucker. Now, I'm not saying if I was in a situation where they went that side, because I like fighting, so I would jumped out chunking the motherfuckers with, well, it'd have been that. And then I'd seen the police was there, and I'm like, oh, it's not gonna escalate to that. But these are young kids we talking about, high off drugs, alcohol in the mix, whatever the fuck they was fucking with at this time. So now, you know what I'm saying, they think different. They react first and think later. So his ass jumped out the car, started shooting. Me, on the other hand, I'd have jumped out, started fighting, but see, it's just different strokes for different folks.
Seemed like a crazy night that night, you know?
Hell yeah, that was way more than a crazy night. Them niggas, that shit.
Because I think Von would be huge right now if he was still there.
Yeah, and that's why they fumbled the bag. Just think, they fumbled the shit out of that bag. And what else they got coming out there that's gonna pull them up like that? Because now they into it with each other and they fucking implode. And now they're shooting each other and shit. So, well, let me not talk because it's the same shit we got going on. But still though, it's that motherfucker, they self-imploded.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I got a strong question I want to ask you now, Red, you know, and I don't want this to come off as policey, but I am going to ask you this question. You know, I kind of heard through the grapevine that you had an incident with O.D. Perry before.
Oh yeah, that was like way